FIFA, talking about the future of Infantino, the FIFA Secretary-General and members of the FIFA Management Board in attendance reaffirmed their full support for FIFA President Gianni Infantino. The meeting also addressed the FIFA Forward enterprise proposed where mistakes made were acknowledged. It was further acknowledged that errors were also made after the proposal was leaked to the media. An apology was made for these errors together with a commitment to ensure they do not happen again. With the project withdrawn, it was agreed that FIFA will no longer tolerate any attacks on its integrity, good governance and due process, and will take all necessary measures to protect and safeguard its name and reputation. Alex and Donna here.
Listen, whenever I see the words FIFA and integrity, I laugh my cotton socks off. Because the integrity of this organisation has gone down the toilet and went down the toilet a long time ago. I think it was saying on social media, Sid Lowe last night, when this crap came out about an error has been made. It wasn't an error, it was a plan. And it was a plan that got absolutely kiboshed and went sailing down the river. It wasn't an error. Right? It was a plan. It was a plan so people would make a lot of money, including Gianni Infantino himself. His salary was going to go through the roof. They were going to be selling all these rights and whatever. And there's one or two confederations or organisations have come out and supported.
Yeah, Africa has, hasn't it?
And we are not surprised at certain ones that are doing it. And I'll just leave that there. I think it's going to need... And I will be so. And I saw Luis Figo come out the other day.
Yeah, we did on yesterday's show.
And slammed him. Where are all the other former players that are paid by FIFA? Get your head above the parapet, show some respect, and slam this man, slam this organisation, and don't put the money first. Put the game first. Where are the rest of them? Get out there. Get out there. Stop hiding behind the sofa until this goes away. It's not going away. That's first and foremost. These players need to get out there, the high-profile ones that are on the FIFA payroll. And Arsene Wenger, there's another one. Where's he? Where's Arsene Wenger? He knows this is wrong. And then we have UEFA and the big European countries. That's the crux of it. If UEFA and the big European countries say no, you are removed from your position, or we will boycott every FIFA tournament. That's what it's going to. That's maybe what it's going to take. And I will be so disappointed if the Spains and the English FA have withdrawn their support for Infantino. That's a start. I want to see the rest. I want to see Italy. I want to see Spain. I want to see Germany and all the elite, big-level countries come out and withdraw their support for a man whose position is untenable, right? He cannot be allowed to be able to somehow sail through this. It cannot be allowed. And I'll be so disappointed if that happens. We need somebody at FIFA for the governance of the game that has clarity, integrity and honesty. And if they make mistakes, that's fine, because people make mistakes. But as long as you have the correct mindset and your heart's in the right place, and we're talking about, protecting players. We're not talking about adding games. We're talking about how we can protect players and how we can help countries and how we can do all that. We're not lining our own pockets. And if he can somehow make it through this, Infantino, I tell you what, then he's going to almost see himself as, again, untouchable. So UEFA have to take a big stance, the big European countries in particular, and the players that are on that FIFA payroll, they have to get out there and distance themselves from that man, because whilst they're not doing it, they're in his pocket.
Spain very much at the heart of this conversation as well, Alex, given that they are co-hosts for 2030.
Yeah, it's an awkward position for Spain to be in, isn't it, with that UEFA boycott coupled with the fact of hosting the 2030 World Cup. And all of this Infantino affair has really been viewed through the prism of one issue here in Spain, and that issue is are we getting the World Cup final or not? When Spain won the right with Portugal and Morocco to host the 2030 World Cup, it was a given here in Spain that of course we'll get the World Cup final. Of course it'll be, at the new Bernabeu or maybe at the new Camp Nou, but certainly here in Spain. In the last few weeks and months, there's been more and more kind of worries and doubts here. Well, are we going to get the final? Is it going to go to Morocco? And of course, Infantino spent the last week or so in Morocco. There's a close relationship there. It's understood that he's sort of using Morocco to shore up support in North Africa, in the Arab world as well. And that is worrying here in Spain. The fact that maybe we won't get the World Cup final. What sort of deals are being done? Because where the final isn't voted on. It's essentially a decision of FIFA and the FIFA president. So if he wants it to be in Morocco, it can be in Morocco. And so that's what people here, I think, in Spain are most worried about above all else.
Yeah, but surely there's got to be a bigger picture here, Alex. I get it. You want a World Cup. I get that. But there's a long game here. And if Spain are only worried about Spain and getting the World Cup, that's wrong. That's wrong because the removal of this man is more important for the longevity of the game than your country getting a World Cup. I understand it's worth money and it's worth prestige and the gravity. I get all that. But this is so egregious that I think you have to rise above that and say, no, this is the right thing to do. We don't support this. We want the World Cup. We're really desperate for the World Cup, but we cannot support this man. And if that means we don't get it, then we're going to have to swallow that. Because if Spain back Infantino, then they're showing themselves for what they are, and it's just all about them. It's not about the bigger picture. And that's part of the problem anyway, is self-indulgence. And we can't have that around this guy who's in charge of FIFA at the moment.
Don, your thoughts?
Off the back of what Craig said at the end there, that's never going to happen. People look after themselves. That's human nature. I think it probably started a long time ago, well above my pay grade. But I think he got ideas well above his station when he was dancing with Donald Trump in the World Cup draw. Then the whole Balogun red card scenario where Donald Trump was then involved. He's got people in the hierarchy that he can lean on and he's friends with. And I just think he got ideas well above his station. I'm not surprised that he's rowed back. I worked with Alex a couple of days ago and I said his PR team are a shambles because they should be saying to him, listen, you've gone too far with this one, trying to sell parts of the World Cup off. You've gone well too far there. No one advised him at the time to row back and apologise. Last 48 hours he sort of has, and that's the right thing to do. But I don't think you're going to see a different man in charge in a couple of years' time when the re-election's up.
Thank you very much. We'll say thank you to you, Alex. Just a reminder, a lot more on what's going on in Spain over on our YouTube channel as we continue our countdown to kick-off, which is in just less than 2 weeks' time.